right, we got season finale of episode 65, Fumble Podcast season 3. That's the normal way of saying it. Season 3, season finale. All right, and as you see, I'm not in my normal place. That's because we're in West Virginia. And I got my boy here. I've known him since he was a kid, and now he's fucking swole. And he's having a lot of success in the wrestling world. Is it Greco-Roman or is it just amateur? Which one?
It's a folk style wrestling, which is like what high school and collegiate programs use.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
Navid is on for the season finale, y'all. That's right. We got one angle deal here. We're in our hotel because we're in West Virginia for we just left the wedding. It was a decent wedding. What'd you think of it?
I think it was good for a couple hours.
Yeah. And then
I don't know. I think my antisocial just turned on, but it was still pretty fun.
Yeah. I think it was a mixed wedding as far as two cultures. Payam was the lucky guy. You guys have seen him on Fumble Podcast. He was already been on here. My boy from a long time ago. He got married. He got hitched today. It's official. So now we're back at our hotel, and Navid is nice enough to hit this podcast up. Yeah, man, we want to talk wrestling. We want to talk how that's you're the first one in the family to have success at it. Because Payam and I used to wrestle, as we talked about on that episode, and Puya wrestled, and then we all moved on because frankly we weren't good. And then Navid's older brother Matin, he wrestled. He had a little bit of success at it. Did he get injured? Is that why he stopped?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Had a shoulder injury that I don't know. He didn't really ever go into much detail about it, but
yeah.
I just know that happened to him.
I do remember that shoulder.
And then after that, I don't know if it's like just completely injury. It's just
yeah. Wrestling it takes a lot of discipline and commitment, man. I mean,
man.
You can speak on that, but
I've never really been injured before, but I've seen like kind of close to what it's like to be like really injured, and it's like really hard to go on.
Yeah.
With one.
It's crazy wrestling. The conditioning it takes, the discipline for getting the weight off to make weight. You were telling me earlier today that your goal weight to be at is what again?
For next year, I'm trying to like wrestle at 157 because that's the weight class lower than 165.
Right.
And I just wasn't really cutting weight earlier this year, which was like something that I could have easily done just to gain like a little bit of a size advantage.
Yeah.
I just didn't end up doing it because like someone else was at 157 on my team, but I feel like I could make the cut this year and be really successful at that weight.
Are you do you have an easy time cutting weight?
Yeah, I'm a big sweater compared to like a lot of people. So like if I have to lose like 6-7 pounds in a practice, I could do it actually pretty easily. I just gotta wear a little bit.
Yeah.
So
what are those new uniforms I've seen on Instagram? They advertise it. It's like a sweatsuit. You've seen it? It's like made out of like
trash bags.
Yeah, it's kind of like trash bags.
Oh, it's like a sauna suit.
Right.
I haven't seen it advertised, but like a lot of people use it.
Yeah.
Like, on my team.
That's a great way to sweat.
Yeah, our 125er at Garrett College used to really kill himself with it.
Yeah. Damn, man. Yeah, that stuff is crazy. I just remember we had to spit in cups for like 7 hours.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It sounds like a passive way to just get water out, but in reality it just kind of feels worse than just sweating it out, and it like makes your mouth more dry, which is like one of the things that you feel first when you get dehydrated. So I never really was a fan of that. I just like to, I don't know. Maybe it's like better for people who don't sweat as easily, but that's just me.
Yeah. Well, no, that's true. Some people don't sweat as easy. One of my cousins who was wrestling while we were wrestling, he weighed 103, and he was actually always too light because he was super skinny. And then Saba, for the people who know, the inside people. Yeah, he was he never sweat, man. Even after his matches, like he'd have like a little bit of like perspiration on his forehead. So and then even when we hooped in other sports, he was always just never sweated. So I sweat easily, as you saw on the dance floor tonight. I was going crazy. But yeah, I definitely think there's an advantage to sweating for wrestling. And then I know you're swole, and your photos are going to be on this episode, so people will see that. But we're going to actually hit this gym up, this hotel gym here. You checked it out already, right?
Yeah.
What's in there? Yeah.
It's just like kind of standard hotel gym. They don't really have a lot. They just had a treadmill and like some dumbbells, which you could still get a pretty good work in.
Yeah.
I'm just probably hit like some arms probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Arms for sure, because you need more. You're already ripped. You said you did a what was the workout you did yesterday?
An SBD day.
SBD.
Squat, bench, deadlift. It's like I'm not on a powerlifting program, but that's like what a lot of them use.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know. It depends on like their coaching and stuff. But
for sure. Can you come closer a little bit to the mic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. And you haven't had injuries, man. That's really good. You're also 20, so that's.
I've had a couple of tweaks then and there, but nothing's really stuck. But it's just, I just kind of credit it to like proper fatigue management and just knowing when to stop. You really got to listen to your body.
Yeah.
And just like know when it's time to like rest or just take it easy.
What's the maximum reps you'll do? For like if you're going heavy.
I have like it's kind of just like I really want to focus on getting to failure.
To failure, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Well, let's focus on like a one muscle group.
Like if I'm doing like an incline dumbbell press,
yeah.
Like I might have a range in mind that I think I might fail at, like depending on the weight I'll use. Like I had like I was pressing like this really heavy weight the other day, and like I was like thinking I could get 10, but like you just gotta feel how you're feeling, and like if you have 2 more, then just push 2 more. It's about like that's really just how you grow. It's like
right,
pushing yourself to failure each time, and like just progressing just in a little way. Like add 1 more rep, add 1 more at like 5 pounds, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just progressive overload. That's really how you grow at all.
That's true. That's true. For someone like me who now is focused on basketball, like growing is the last thing I want. I actually want to just be heavy but cut, right? Because I want to be able to be mobile, like as much as mobile as I can be on the court. And then the conditioning, of course. But wrestling conditioning, I remember, man, our warm-up was 20 laps around the school.
20
laps around the school.
That's what, like 5 miles?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, because 4 laps is a mile. Shit.
Well, yeah, not on the track, on the actual campus. We'd run around the entire high school campus, Watkins Mill High School, and then, and if it was rainy days, we'd do it inside. But either way,
That's a lot.
That was a lot.
Sounds like you get burnt out.
And that was just a start. Our coach was a good wrestling coach, Coach Ballmer. Rest in peace. He's not with us anymore. But he was hardcore. I think he was like he had a stint in pro wrestling too. Like he was like
like WWE.
Yeah. He was like, but
Sick.
he was legit. But his strength was in amateur wrestling, and so that was our warm up. And then we get in and we do shots for like shots are I don't even know how to explain it. Like you're just basically warming up your you know what shots are, but for the audience. You first of all, we had to make set up the wrestling mat. All of that was on the wrestlers, and then once that's set up, then you do shots for 20 minutes, just to stretch out your quads and shots is a very common move in wrestling. That's how you can get taken advantage.
It's like more well known as the penetration step. It's just like when you go. When you drive forward by going to your knee, so you can like propel yourself into someone's legs. Right.
Yeah, and it's on one knee, and you and I always had mat burns on my knees.
Yeah.
Do you wear?
Get used to them.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You don't wear the pads?
I only wear them when like my knee's really hurting from like some sort of impact, but that was only like a couple times.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, like impact. Yeah. That.
I know it's gonna hurt if I fall on my knee, like in any kind of circumstance, I'll just wear one.
No, for
just
sure.
For like a pillow.
Yeah.
But you get used to the burns. Like, I mean, every season, like I just lose more and more knee hair, and it grows back after. So it's just an indicator.
Yeah. It's for a half Persian. That's a good chunk of hair.
Yeah, like a lot.
Yeah. Payam is hairy, bro. Payam's.
Yep.
I remember wrestling with when we were both because we wrestled at the same time. And every time when he had his singlets on, our colors were blue, so we'd always wear blue and orange. But then where the singlet stopped, it was just black for his knees. And then his knees were always just shaved off from the shots.
Yeah, I used to be really hairy on my legs, but I just since like shaved them because like they just kind of look better.
Yeah. Payam did not shave them.
Well, yeah.
He should have. But no. So damn, bro. So tell us about where you're headed with wrestling, because you were telling me earlier about the college you're going to.
Yeah. I finished my first season at Garrett College just to really get back into things after taking a gap year. I just really decided that it was something that I think I could like go to the next level with. And I had a pretty successful season aside from not accomplishing my goal at nationals, but I feel like that was just my first trip to nationals in Iowa, and it's just a really tough field. So
yeah,
and like all it really did is make me better and hungrier for like for the next step of my journey, which is wrestling at Fairmont State.
Fairmont State. Do you have a rough timeline of when you'd be going there?
Around like late August, early September. I mean, we might be settling into housing earlier, but I don't know. It's just something I find out later. But
yeah,
I took a visit there, met the coaches. They seemed like they really knew what they were doing. So
that's what's up. What are they ranked with their team?
I haven't really looked into it yet. I mean, rankings always change.
Sure, because like, it's all weight classes.
But they're like still team rankings because they're dual meets and stuff.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But yeah, like it just always changes when like people leave, and like there's like projected rankings and stuff. It's like really like you don't really like to get into it until like multiple dual meets have happened.
Oh, okay.
Throughout the year.
And how has been your experience at Garrett College?
It was great, honestly. It was like one of the best. I think it's definitely the best season I've ever had. Like wrestling in high school was like really fun, but it really wasn't as much of a grind, and like I didn't see as much purpose in it as like I did when going to this school where like a bunch of people who were like dead serious about this sport were on my team, and it was like all of them were some tough ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys were from Pennsylvania, which is like widely known as the toughest state in the whole United States.
Yeah. But the legend Kurt Angle came from Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Like so many legends came from there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That whole movie or that coach that was crooked, what was his name? Jeez. They made a whole movie about it. Foxcatcher Farm. Did you hear about that?
Never.
No. Anyway, it was in the 80s. The Schultz brothers, they were like legends that were amateur wrestler greats that went into the Olympics, and one of them had to stop.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and they had to stop because of injury. But there was a whole camp, Foxcatcher Farm, and the guy who ran the farm was actually like this freak. Like he was like weird, and like he wanted a relationship with the wrestlers and shit. Like, and he was not in shape at all, but he wanted, like, he had a lot of money. Like they owned steel because it was in Pittsburgh, so he owned a steel farm, and so he always threw money at any problem that he had. So he was like, I'm going to pay you guys to train me to be on the team. And the team was like, yo, you were just supposed to supply the training center. Like, you're not supposed to be like, actually, the guy was like $110, like soaking wet and like and anyway, so he got weird, and then he actually killed one of the Schultz brothers because they said, like, he told them to stop interrupting, because the Schultz were also coaching their other wrestlers. So the dude just showed, and they made a whole movie. Steve Carell plays him, Foxcatcher it's called, and he came in front of his house and shot him in front of his wife and kid. Dude, it's crazy. Yeah,
there are a couple movies I've been thinking of watching. I haven't watched Vision Quest yet, which is like a movie that like.
Is that about wrestling too?
Yeah,
I haven't heard about that one. What's that one about?
It's really popular. It's just about like. I forgot really what it's about. I haven't watched it yet. I just heard it's one of the better movies about like involving wrestling.
Is it true story?
Like it's kind of like a Rocky theme, but like.
Oh yeah. Do you know if it's true story or not?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Dude,
it's like it has these training scenes where he's like doing lunges up the bleachers with a big ass log on his back.
Oh wow, yeah. No, those are hella inspiring.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rocky, man, I grew up on that. One of my uncles, he had like, well, back then there was only 5 Rockies, and then as I got older and like moved out and did my own thing, like they keep making new Rockies, and then they started the Creed franchise. But yeah, I was so inspired by those. Rocky, the best training I saw in Rocky was Rocky 4 when he's in Russia, and he's like doing training with like, you've seen some of the Rockies, right?
I've only seen the first one.
Oh,
actually.
the first one?
Yeah.
The first one was dope. But
I only thought there was like 2 or 3, honestly, and I saw there's like a shit ton. I was like, damn.
Oh, it's a whole thing. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone like directed a few of them, and then he was obviously in all of them, but then he switched to Creed, and then it became like a sub franchise of Rocky that's about Apollo Creed's son, which I think Michael B. Jordan plays. Anyway, but yeah, dude, he's like training in Russia in the winter, and he's running like a 10-mile warm-up in the snow.
Just in the snow.
In the snow, dude. And like by the end of it, and apparently he actually did it. Like he didn't it wasn't just for the film. Like he actually did the training. He wasn't like superb shape back then though. And then he was fighting Ivan Drago, which was the Russian fighter who was like a robot basically. Anyway, people know the story. It's a classic, but that was my favorite Rocky 4.
Nah, but that's real. Like in Russia, like they really do train like that.
Yeah.
Which is why I think they've won the world championships. Like I don't even know how many years in a row they've won that shit. But
dude,
I think USA won in like 2017. But like after that, it's been all Russia.
Dude, Russia is intense.
On the Olympics.
I mean, not with the political side, but just their trainings. Their trainings are intense.
Yeah. Like you, not even just wrestling. Like you see Khabib just come and tear through the whole division.
Oh my God, Khabib, bro. Man, I'm not even gonna lie. I've been a McGregor fan. Like I always liked his shit. I know he talks and but
yeah, I loved his trash talk.
Yeah, cause he knows.
But I just knew Khabib was gonna whoop his ass.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I was like, no, bro. Like, how is he gonna stop his grappling if no other grappler can?
I mean, when he fucking frog legs you and just destroys you,
he just hooks your leg and starts pounding on you. Just
I know.
Shit.
That thing was like unstoppable. No fighter has been able to stop him, and now he's retired. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's Khabib was dope. Back in the Pride days, remember Fedor Emelianenko? Yeah, that guy.
Nah, Pride was crazy. Because you'd have these crazy like weight mismatchups.
I know, because they didn't follow there was no real rules.
Like guys would go in that were like 500 pounds.
Yeah. Oh man,
and still lose sometimes.
Yeah.
There's this one fighter. It's like this Asian dude who's like super tall. I forgot his name.
Oh
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, he was yeah, I don't remember if it was Fujita. No, it's not Fujita. Fujita, though, I know that tall guy you're talking about. Is there a specific fight that you remember?
I'm pretty sure he lost to like.
Was it Sapp? I think he fought Sapp.
Nah, not Bob Sapp.
Yeah, Bob Sapp. He didn't fight Bob Sapp?
Oh, he might have, but that's just not what I'm talking about. Like he lost to like one of the guys that were smaller than him.
Okay, yeah. I feel like I remember that.
I'll find that out.
Yeah,
one day.
we'll throw that. We can throw a highlight.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
Oh, my fault.
No, yeah, that Emelianenko fight with Fujita, where Fujita, that was the first fight Emelianenko had where he got knocked out but didn't lose the fight. It was crazy. Like,
or he just got knocked down.
No, well, I mean,
or was it like an illegal kick or something?
No, it was actually, no, it was a punch, but it was just, it came out of nowhere. Like, Fujita was going down, and then he came up and got him on the temple, and then literally Emelianenko was like wobbly, but he hung on. He hung on to Fujita so he wouldn't fall. And then he came back too in the middle of like being wobbly, and then he took him down and won. It was like, that was the craziest sequence I've seen in a fight. Like, like that's how raw that guy was, Emelianenko.
Yeah. Oh, did you watch Kevin Randleman too back in the day?
Yeah, kind of, but not as familiar with him though.
Yeah, he had this really cool fight with Fedor in the Pride Fighting days where he lost, but like before that he hit this crazy suplex that's like highlight reel.
Oh, I think I know that guy. Like, wasn't that one of his signature moves?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he had like a really good wrestling background, so
right,
he just
right.
relied on that.
But you know what's crazy is a lot of those guys didn't make it in UFC.
What do you mean?
Like, they didn't, like, once UFC took over, like, after Pride.
And Pride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, a lot of them, like, didn't.
I don't know. I mean, it's because they might just be old, you know?
It could be age, but there was a few that did. Like, Ken Shamrock, for example, like, he came into UFC.
Well, that's old.
That is old. Well, I'm old, so. But no, Ken Shamrock or Krokop, he made.
Oh, he was raw.
Yeah. Krokop came into the UFC. But damn, but I think UFC though was just like a whole different level of like competition.
Yeah, there are like a couple more rules I feel like they were put into play.
Well, they have to be
illegal, like not just like obvious ones like nut grabbing and shit or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like illegal strikes to the back of the head and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I mean that could kill you.
What's it called? Kicking people from like bottom position.
Right.
Or from guard. Yeah.
Is there any illegal submission holds that they can't do? I can't remember.
Not that I know of.
Not that I know.
There's nothing dirty.
Yeah. That's.
But anything else goes, I feel like.
I think so. Submission. I thought Brock Lesnar he's killer. Like,
yeah. Nah, everyone thinks he's like just like a showman because he's WWE.
Yeah.
But he was like, people forget that he was like a freaking unit for the.
He was a national champ
for the University of Minnesota. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He was a national NCAA champ. And when he left WWE in like the 2000s, and he started winning, and then took the championship, and then like no one thought he would do that.
It's just he couldn't get taken to the ground because like you saw his fight with Frank Mir,
right?
Submitted right when that happened.
Yeah.
He just panicked.
Well, didn't he also have a fight that he lost to what's that guy? That Brazilian guy, or is he French? I can't remember. But the guy
Alistair Overeem.
Alistair Overeem. Yeah. He's French, right?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know where he's from. Anyway,
I think he's like South America.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. But he was dealing with diver. What's the medical term? We need Payam right now. Diverticulitis, I think, is what it's called.
From all the gear he's taking.
Probably that's what it was. But his internals, he had to have surgery on his stomach. Like, it was like that much pain, and he fought Overeem like way too early after that procedure. And then he started, like, if you remember that fight, he started like going, like he was holding his stomach in the middle of it, because he was like, and that's the fight he lost. And then he came back to WWE, and then he went back and fought that Samoan guy. I forgot his name, but anyway, yeah, Brock,
stuff like that could just be caused by like a bad weight cut.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh dang! Like you damaged your insides?
Yeah, pretty much. Like severe dehydration does just lead to that.
Wow.
Like a lot of the time.
Yeah.
There's this. You ever heard of Kimbo Slice?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's how he died.
Is that how he died? Yeah, I know Kimbo Slice. I mean, he came from the street fighting, and then he actually got.
Actually, I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
Hey, comment.
He had this one fight. He had this one fight against like this other guy, and it's like known as like the top 5 worst fights in the whole UFC. But like the other guy got like had to be rushed to the hospital, and he like barely survived, but just like because his weight cut was horrible.
Oh man. Oh yeah. There's a lot of sad stories, man, that come from that. That's something I'm wondering about. You told me earlier, but just so the audience knows, you don't have goals of going into MMA, right? You just like wrestling.
Yeah, it's just wrestling just seems more safer, and also it's just kind of like supplementing what I'm doing in school right now. So.
And what are you studying?
Business management, just something pretty like basic.
Yeah. Are you planning to like turn it into a business later?
I could.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad probably needs us to kind of carry the torch.
Oh, that's
for what
true.
He's doing. And we really are in a great position to do that. So.
Yeah, their dad has been an entrepreneur for many, many years, and I used to go to his store as a kid. I remember. Is he still there? Does he still own that same shop?
Yeah.
That's dope.
All of us work there. All 4 siblings. We like take days of the week.
Yeah, to help him out.
We either work with him. Me and Matt's gonna work with him, but all 4 of us work in the store on like given days.
Yeah. That store was right next to where I used to live, man. And so Puya used to work there too.
Really?
Yeah, Puya worked there when before, like when we were all in high school. He would go there for some hours.
True.
And he's always working on his car though instead. He was always working on his Mustang. He loves that car. Well, shit, man. Yeah. But yeah, MMA is crazy, and I'm always wondering because UFC is still relatively new compared to like other sports, like that have been around for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering, like in like the
I mean, it's just like fighting's been around forever. But like,
it's
just like their rule set of fighting, which like everyone really just enjoys more, which is why they watch that kind of, or just more like they just also like market it better.
Sure.
Like,
I feel like I want to see where the St. Pierre's and the Crow Cobs and all these guys will be in like next 20 years. Like I'm just curious to see like from all the damn. No,
retired. You're talking about like in health.
Yeah. Like I want to see where they're at health wise, because I feel like the damage that's caused by these, especially the ones that took a lot of shots to the head. You know, like
I don't think that like the people that competed in there are like bound to have like issues in the future. It's just like the chance of like of that happening is like kind of high,
right?
Like compared to anything
I mean,
else.
look at NFL right now with all the CTE and
yeah, because that's just straight impact. Like you just take a shot to the head, that's like crazy impact.
Yeah,
and also like you ever seen that fight? There are actually multiple fights where just like someone just eats a leg kick and their whole leg snaps in half.
Oh, I've seen that all the time.
Yeah, that one just happened recently. I was watching that live.
Well, McGregor's leg broke in his last fight.
Yeah, that one too. That's not even the one I was talking about.
Right. Yeah, that was
it was the Chris Weidman one.
Yeah. There was anyway, there's so much that it's an amazing. I love watching UFC or MMA in general, but I could never get in one. I don't know how much money would it take for you to be like, okay, I'll think about it, like at least getting into the octagon, and you can choose your opponent.
That's the thought process for like any fighter. It's like just getting money for their fights.
I know, but they're actually like training. I'm saying like I'm an untrained like musician.
I could choose my opponent like out of who?
Out of like a pool of like UFC fighters, like lower, like the lowest ranked, but that's
still like tough as hell.
I know it is,
because you got to get like a contract to compete in that.
I mean, I'm just being hypothetical. Like I'm saying, like if I was saying like here's $1 million, would you get in and fight?
Well, of course I would get in.
Okay, so then there is a money for it, but I'm saying like you're basically gonna get your ass handed to you, like it's gonna be you're basically getting paid to get your ass kicked essentially. So like. I'm just saying, like that. What's that prize?
It can't be that bad, but it's just like, I don't know.
I mean, you're probably gonna get knocked out. Let's just say.
Yeah, or just like taken to the ground
or tapped out. Yeah, yeah. It's good. It's a. I always ask this. I asked one of my friends, and he's like, "I'll do it for $500." I'm like, "Bro, you're doing it for $500? Like that?
$500.
That's not even gonna cover your medical expenses afterwards. Like, that's not that much." But anyway, well, shit, man. I'm really happy for your future at where you go with wrestling. Do you want to plug your Instagram for people to follow you, or you don't care?
Yeah, at Navid IGH on Instagram. Yeah.
Navid IGH on Instagram, guys. He posts his workouts and his match. I haven't seen a lot of videos of your matches. I've seen a lot of photos of like the finish, but
yeah, I don't really post them. I just kind of keep on my camera roll.
But is there a website or like the school website that you can access those or no?
There's some clips on YouTube, but
okay, dope.
There's also a lot on Flow Wrestling, which is like this app like specifically for wrestling.
Oh, okay.
That you like have to pay a fat membership for, but like for me it's worth it because like you just get to watch a bunch of film and like learn. Like you could just get better without like learning or without actually just being in the act of it. You just like study it. You're studying it.
Yeah, film study for sure. Well, that's cool, man. So this has been Navid on the season finale of season 3, episode 65. I'm your guy, PejTheManiac. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Everything's on the screen here. And this episode is out for all intents and purposes right now. And yeah, bro, thanks for coming on. And let's go see where the cousins are at.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.